Hi everyone, my name is Sandra and I'm and I'm here with the very latest from the world of business. Let's start. The Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Afriyie Akoto, says Ghana is seeking partnership with Chinese retail platform JD and other foreign markets to help market cocoa produce from Ghana. This, according to him, is in a bid to turn around the woes of the cocoa processing company to make it more profitable. Dr. Afriyie Akoto spoke to Joy Business at an inaugural ceremony for a new board for the cocoa processing company.
In the office of all members of the cocoa processing company.
Do in the name of the Almighty God.
Do in the name of the Almighty God.
Swear.
The new board was empowered to handle the affairs of the cocoa processing company judiciously to maximize profits. Speaking to Joy Business at the inauguration ceremony, Minister of Food and Agriculture Dr. Afriyie Akoto said the ministry was taking steps to boost marketing of produce from the company.
We are trying to promote chocolate sales in China in particular. We are trying to get onto the JD platform, which is the second biggest platform after Alibaba. And we are very far advanced in our negotiations with them to be able to promote the chocolate from Ghana. And we are also in touch with Morocco. We are in touch with other non-traditional countries to ensure that we have full market exposure in these countries and to attract investors to come and invest in expanding our chocolate processing capacity at the factory so that we can increase our output.
The managing director of the cocoa processing company, Nana Ajanim Boateng, indicated measures are being put in place to improve consumption of cocoa products locally.
Ghana's per capita consumption is 0.5 kilos as against other areas of 6 kilos and 11. So when we started, we got in with the way of a customized chocolate as a way to appealing to the public. So that was one way that we got into it. The other way also was the artisanal chocolates, which we just launched on the 19th of December. We've also gotten into that. We saw that that was one huge area. If you get to Belgium and these areas, artisanal chocolate is about $12 billion. But we were looking at it that rather we wanted in the form of a cocoa entrepreneurship, but we're not coming in. So we've set up ourselves to that. So these are all things that we are driving in so that as much as possible, the foreign influx of the products, we can challenge ourselves and say it's been done.
Sheila Tamaklo for Joy Business.
All right, so a little information about Ghana's cocoa production. So Ghana is said to have produced approximately 835,000 tons of cocoa beans between 2013 and 2012 and 2013. And the expectation for 2018 was actually 880 metric tons. So to other stories now, and meanwhile, Managing Director of the Cocoa Processing Company, Nana Ajanim Boateng, is promising shareholders of a better performance on the stock exchange as it has significantly reduced its losses. The company was almost delisted from the Ghana Stock Exchange with negative performance over the years.
For 2017 that I got in, we had a very checkered performance for which the GSE said if we were not able to do our AGM by the 31st, we did comply on the 27th. Within this year of office, we've been able to reduce our losses very hugely, which we'll present on the facts behind the figures next month.
Okay, but you said you've been able to turn around the fortunes to make profits. How exactly did we achieve this?
Some of the key challenges was that we were hugely indebted to Cocoa Board. And so that cut us off from being supplied. So we're doing a tolling. And the tolling process was something that was not giving us any revenue. But then we're able to speak to it with a paper to Cocoa Board on how we can do it. With that level, they have now started giving us beans. So the difference is the tolling as against you processing yourself. Even with this level also, we've been able to redeem ourselves because of the structure of how we are doing it. Like now, the monies are not getting through our accounts. It gets directly to the central account. Cocoa Board takes its part, and then we take our own. And this is how they are seeing it. Beyond that also, among ourselves is where we've all signed a performance contract and given up the deliverables. And we've started where now we are having a contract with China on the JD platform. And that is where we want to go. We're also with Spain. We're also with Morocco. We started working now with Morocco, with Michok. So with all these exports, that will then bring in the revenues.
Okay, so is this an assurance to your shareholders that this time around things are going to work well?
Yes, because as I will speak to it next month, we've been able to hugely reduce our losses very significantly.
All right, so we'll talk about non-performance on the stock exchange. The Pioneer Kitchenware has been delisted from the Ghana Stock Exchange for failure to comply with listing rules. All right, so let's move on to other stories. And Tunisia delegation is in Ghana to explore business opportunities from different sectors, including agriculture, food, information technology, construction, and engineering. Deputy Trade Minister Carlos Ahenkra reiterated the need for deeper ties with African economies.
Barring any changes, the much talked about Continental Free Trade Agreement will take effect by the end of 2019. Speaking at the Tunisia-Ghana Business Forum organized by the Ghana Chamber of Commerce and Industry, President of the Tunisian Trade Mission, Bassem Lokil, stated investors are willing to tap into government's Ghana Beyond Aid agenda.
Ghana Beyond Aid is the most exhilarating slogan I have heard in a long time. It inspires hope and reveals an unwavering determination and ability to accept sacrifice in order to reach autonomy and therefore liberty and freedom.
Meanwhile, Deputy Trade Minister Carlos Ahenkra has reiterated the need for Ghanaian manufacturers to brace themselves for stiff competition in the advent of the CFTA, which will see African economies export goods and services duty-free. He spoke to Joy Business at the sidelines of the Ghana-Tunisia Business Forum.
People in Nigeria, manufacturers in Tunisia will be able to send their goods here into Ghana without any hindrance. Are we prepared to do the same? And this, of course, is a little warning to our manufacturers in the country that let us start preparing ourselves towards also exporting goods outside.
For these Tunisian investors, of course, having close ties here in Ghana is going to be very key for them in the advent of the Continental Free Trade Agreement. They tell me that opportunities are very rife in Ghana, especially when the economic indicators are very positive.
Ghana, because, well, it's a developing country. It's a new market for us.
We are interested to enter in Ghana markets. So we are here.
A memorandum of understanding will be initiated under the Tunisia-Ghana Trade Mission to foster business partnerships going forward.
Data from the Northern Electricity Distribution Company has revealed it has been incurring losses for the past 4 years. Although it is unclear the total debt stock incurred over the period, officials project the 2018 figure alone could hit 230 million Ghana cedis. Corporate Communications Manager Maxwell Kotoka says the situation makes it difficult for the company to operate efficiently. Prince Appiah has more in this report.
The Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NEDCO, covers 64% of Ghana's geographical area, including Ashanti, Northern, Volta and Western regions. Company documents indicate persistent losses for 4 consecutive years since 2014 in the course of providing electricity. Loss levels for 2014 was 72.5 million Ghana cedis, 25.5 million Ghana cedis in 2015, and now 230 million Ghana cedis in 2018. Corporate Communications Manager Maxwell Kotoka explains further.
We have run at a very significant loss over the past few years. At a point it was decreasing, the loss was decreasing, but that is not to say we were making profits. But in the face of the reduction in the distribution service charge in 2018, that recovery was reversed. And so the loss, we lost by a greater margin.
That's all for now, but we have more business news for you in about 30 minutes, where we will be telling you more on the impact of an increase in electricity tariff on industries, and also what are people talking about on social media, plus the best Brexit option for Britain. We have the details when I return. All right, so Israel, I'm back for business, and the second block we want to talk about the PURC set to announce the new tariff on February 1, and so we want to engage industries to actually see what their expectations are ahead of that announcement.
So yes, indeed, it's February 1. That's what the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission is talking about. They're looking at an impending review of electricity tariffs.
Right.
And typically, businesses, in fact, everybody else, residential consumers, commercial consumers will be concerned because it will mean that it's going to lead to an increase in their cost of operations as for the businesses, and for those residential consumers, that means their bills are going to go up. So
exactly.
Now, the businesses are concerned, and well, they would want to know, especially when you're having Gridco and some other agencies talking about what, 95% increase
and 40 as well.
I mean, that's quite significant.
Yes, a lot. So we'll go straight to that interview. But first of all, the Public Utility Regulatory Commission (PURC) has debunked claims that Miracle's takeover of ECG will result in high tariffs. Already, power transmitter Gridco is demanding 95% increase in tariff, while the Northern Electricity Distribution Company wants 40% increase. It's unclear which way it's actually going to go, but the PURC is expected to review tariff, as I said early on February 1. So we want to seek the opinion of the Association of Ghana Industries on their expectation ahead of this review. And Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Association of Ghana Industries, Seth Chum Akwaba, joins me on the phone for a discussion. Thanks so much for your time, sir.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so you've seen the proposal at 95% being asked by Gridco and 40% from NEDCO. What do you make? Is this justifiable?
Well, it's too early to say it is justifiable or not. These are proposals from the company, but you know how the tariff regime or tariff fixing process is. The applications or proposals will go to the PURC. PURC will look at the various determining factors, engage with stakeholders such as AGR, and come to a final determination. At this stage, we cannot say it's justifiable or not, but definitely we are not expecting that kind of high levels of increment in tariffs.
All right, so if you're not expecting such high levels, so what are your expectations?
Well, I will talk more about our risk.
Okay.
And our risk is that we shouldn't even have a tariff increment because already Ghana belongs to the category of high tariff countries. You know, we have competing countries and their tariff levels are much lower than ours. So already, even at this level, we are struggling to compete. And therefore, further increase has implications on industrial development.
Right.
We would have loved that we don't have increment, but we are also mindful of the fact that the utility companies must survive to provide good service to us. So we will take their concerns into account and then come to a proper determination. But our risk is really that there wouldn't be increment. All
right, so should tariff be reduced or maintained? Is that going to have a trickle-down effect on businesses, and by what margin are we looking at, depending on how it goes?
Well, I will not mention margins, but if it's reduced, we'll be very happy, and it will definitely have a positive effect on industrial development, because already our manufacturing cost is high. It's making our businesses and our products uncompetitive in our own market. There are a lot of influx of, a lot of goods coming to compete with us in our market. And a major cost of it is production, of the production cost is energy. So if we have the tariff reduced, it will impact on the cost of production and therefore translate into lower prices and make us more competitive. So definitely to have a positive effect if we have a lower tariff level.
All right, grateful for your time. Seth Chum Akwaba is the CEO of the Ghana Association of Ghana Industries. And in other news, we want to check what's happening on the local scene. So let's go for our local wraps next.
The Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is pushing government to review the country's import duty. According to the association, the woes of local businesses has increased due to the high cost of import duty. GUTA warns that cost of goods on the market will increase further if nothing is done about the situation. Government has indicated its plans to issue a gross amount of 11,250,000 Ghana cedis in securities, of which 10,149.84 Ghana cedis would be used to roll over maturities. The Bank of Ghana revealed this in a recent statement, indicating this was not new debt. Passion Air has announced it is suspending flight operations to Takoradi until further notice. According to sources, this development has come about due to low passenger numbers on the route. A statement from Passion Air explains that the Takoradi route is essentially a corporate route, hence, the airline will need to restructure its approach in order to allow it to make gains on the Takoradi route.
In other news, yesterday the Ghana Aviation Authority expressed some concerns about a promotion being run by the Africa World Airline, describing it as unfair competition for the domestic market. African World, however, reacted, saying the package, which is run on Wednesday, was only to stimulate passenger numbers for the domestic market. But in all this, how is the beneficiary, which is the consumer here, taking the news? We want to seek the opinion of some of our consumers on the street, and we did that in Kumasi.
Businesses will go to every extent to get consumers to patronize their product. Today I'll be speaking to some people in Kumasi to find out their thoughts on such promotions, especially in the aviation industry.
Well, in my view, I think it's a good thing, and I mean, it gives people opportunity to be able to also board these flights to Accra and from Accra to Kumasi. I mean, to surprise you, some people have never taken flights. I mean, so there's a chance for them. And in terms of competition, too, it helps to bring some fairness, a fair play in the aviation industry, so that the other air flights will emulate this, to be able to at least give some reasonable fares.
Well, I think it's a very good opportunity for any individuals who travel from Kumasi to Accra for the first time. Most people are scared by the prices, so it opens up the market and it allows new persons to come on board. So it's a very good competition they're doing, a healthy competition they are doing. Other rivalries can come on board as well. No one stops them from coming.
Well, personally, I would say it's good for me because you know what? Last time I promised my kids that any person who places within 1 to first, I will let the person fly Accra Kumasi, their first time of flying. Last day of vacation, I got a report of one of them, 10th. I have to buy an air ticket for my boy. So imagine 3 people. If not for this promotion, how am I going to pay for this? I'm only praying that by the time they go on May terms, the promotion will still be on. Even if it's not on, because maybe they are seeing me speaking, they should hold it for me so that my 3 kids benefit. At least my point is, if people will be able to do this 49 Ghana thing and it can be sustained, the authorities should come down with some of maybe their taxes and charges and let more people, benefit from it.
The views of some customers in Kumasi. Let's do social media. And what do you use in brushing your teeth? Well, are you one of those who think that the good old chewing stick is outmoded? Check this out. This picture actually surfaced on Facebook, actually, on the traditional chewing stick. And it's being branded as the organic toothbrush. So we want to take a look at it and other comments as well. And then when we come back. So the comments that follows this rebranding said, wow, branding at its best. Sometimes I use the Pakistani, never seen Paco here. Branding our local products for export is a must for diversification. I once gave kuli to my prof and co, and when I returned back to school, they loved it. But why not? I think why not impressed with the packaging? So that's what somebody is saying about this. And let's go to news also on Brexit, and they're saying that actually the Brexit vote has been cast already, and it's a no deal. So this comment is on the Brexit, but I want to move on to other comments now on social media. So this one is coming from a Prime Minister, an MP actually in the UK, and so it's on a Brexit actually, but the Brexit is already done and it's a no deal. So and then Karuna, this one is coming from Lord Austin, and he said it's a shamble because it's been allowed to be a shamble. I think this one, the Brexit, so and as I said earlier on, the Brexit vote has already been cast as a no deal. So Israel, what do you make of that rebranding of the local tooth chewing stick has.
Yeah, I think it's great actually, except the kind of price they put on it. So when you see them in the shops,
right,
rebranded, and you look at the prices that they have, then it makes you want to actually probably have a bit more of that. But talking about rebranding, so my mom makes this coconut delicacy. It's called desiccated coconuts, and I've been looking for a new name for it. So
see me after this and I'll give you a name.
One that was suggested to me is toasted coconut shavings.
On that note, it's a wrap for business tonight with me, Sandra Esina-Mapeni. Let's do more business tomorrow, same time. Thanks so much for your time.
All right, thank you very much, Sandra.